Okay, ZL2 Alpha Bravo Kilo, you're 59 Charlie Papa Charlie, okay? Okay, 73, Victor Alpha 7 radio. Kilo Alpha 1. Okay, KA1 Tango Zulu Yankee, you're 59 in Charlie Papa Charlie, okay? Thank you, Victor Alpha.
Sorry that we're a little late. This is Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor doing another broadcast of Amateur Radio Rumblings. We'll be there in a couple of minutes. Again, apologize for being late. 21:34, 4:34 Eastern Standard Time. Welcome, my amateur radio friends and listeners from around the corner to around the world. This is another episode of Amateur Radio Rumblings for Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. Sorry we're a little bit late. Good afternoon. I'm your host, Peter, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. I think you know that by now. Okay, so let's begin our show as we did yesterday, which basically had, thank you very much. We appreciate that music very much. Thank you. We started our stream yesterday as we talked about a little bit of theory, and we're at a point now where we talked about how to go about getting your amateur radio license. That is something that we went through, and hopefully you're on your way and have some curiosity and beginning to investigate the possibility of how can I get my amateur radio license. Today we're also going to do some searching around on well, let's say the technician band, which will be 28.3 to 28.5. That will be the band that you have privileges on once you get your technician license. And that is an exciting band, and certainly with the sunspot cycle accelerating, it should be a lot of fun. So that's something we'll concentrate on a little bit later for sure. Okay, so let us pick up where we left off yesterday in a way. There we go. So we left off yesterday. Our last point here was on the resources, and hopefully you'll have an opportunity to visit the ARRL, American Radio Relay League, and look into what they can offer and how they can help you obtain your amateur radio license. Okay, so now we're assuming that you have your amateur radio license. There we go. All right, that's deserved. That's what you should be getting. Lots of applause for getting an amateur radio license. Okay, so we got the license, and now what is our next step after we get our license? Okay, well, the next step is to begin to think about, well, what do I want to do? How do I build my station, really? Starting from an empty desk. Good place to start. So, as we look around the room, we do see that empty desk, so let's begin to build our station. So, as we said earlier, the antenna is our starting point. And let's do a comparative analysis to help make our decision. You know, a lot of folks, when they think about going the next step into HF, they think about maybe the radio first and put our money in the radio. But let's see how that might not be the best idea. Okay, so here we go. Now we're looking at really some of the choices that we might have here in terms of the beam. Can we consider a beam? Well, yes, we could consider a beam. That's fine. By the way, welcome to those that are looking to Twitch chat. I appreciate that. A very good afternoon too. If you have any questions or just like to stop and say hello, fine. I'd like you very much to, if you could, join the chat by joining W2JV and subscribing to the W2JV chat. You do that, I'd really appreciate that very much. But just say hello, and we can chat a little bit too off the side. So, first thought is, do I want to get a beam? Well, the advantage of a beam, certainly it has a directional gain. You can point the beam to the northeast, to Europe, for example, and bingo bango, you have the opportunity to make contacts. The disadvantages, well, it could be the cost, for sure, and you need a support device to hold up that beam antenna, which could weigh, 20, 30, 40 pounds type of thing. So the next idea would be, okay, let's look at the vertical. What are the advantages of vertical? Small footprint, go straight up in the air. Height, disadvantages, yes, height is one, where the vertical has height. That's an advantage, where you can gain some height to increase your ability to have a good signal on the air. The disadvantage is, yes, you can only, again, it's omnidirectional, so you can only go in one direction with the vertical, just one direction only, not omni, and it's noisy. Noisy being it can pick up certainly atmospheric noise because of the construction of the vertical antenna. Third choice, I think we're going to like this, dipoles and wires. I mean, dipoles and wires are low cost, very easy to set up. You can go to Home Depot, get some wire, get some insulators, then get some coax. We'll talk about that, and it can really make a difference. And again, it doesn't take up a very large footprint at all. You need a little bit of space, but again, you can cheat with a dipole and wire. I mean, I've talked with people who have dipoles set up in their attic, and with 100 watts, and they've done pretty well. So I think that can be something that you could really consider as maybe the step you might want to take for sure. That's it. I think that one of the things we also talked about are really costs involved too as well. So let's look at radios as our next idea. Okay, the first idea would be let's consider new radios. And you have a good choice here in terms of new radios. The top three radios, they cost anywhere from $800 to $1,800, and they're all good radios. If I had to pick one that I used and liked very, very much, it would be the Yaesu FT DX10. That is a very nice starter radio, and it's been rated very high in terms of its ability to receive very well, low noise floor, etc. But all these radios could be good radios. The second choice, might be something that's pre-loved, and certainly the Yaesu FT1000D was considered really, at the time of production in 1996, it was considered the first choice among serious hams at a price of $4,200. Today it can sell for about $950. I started with a Kenwood 570D, which was $1,100 when I bought mine in 1996, really. So there's quite a big choice. It would be helpful if you knew someone that could help you make that decision. Just buying off one of the social sites without really knowing very much about the seller might be somewhat risky. But again, joining a club can be a big advantage. You can take someone with you perhaps to just check out the radio. And of course, the tuners are also very, very important. Having a good antenna tuner, because if you have a wire, if you have a vertical, you'll need to really match that, the resistance and the capacitance, and the antenna tuner will take care of that. And again, they're not very expensive at all, and you can get them on the used market. These are manual tuners, and they can work very, very well. Well, the last item here to talk about that should also be considered is the feed lines. Feed lines are really very, very important. They really are indeed. And you want a feed line that will, in fact, give you the lowest loss possible. So there are a couple of choices. The RG213U is a good choice. LMR 400 a little more expensive, or the RG8X. All good choices. But again, you want to consider coax. You want to leave that as, well, let me see if I can get something at the local hardware store. That wouldn't work as well. So that's a little bit of again, moving us along on really setting up your first HF station. Okay, so thank you for that. So let's also take a look here to see if we have any news at all from Bouvet. Let's see if there's any updates that we might really want to share with each other and see just what might come about. So let's take a little quick look and see if we can get some current activity on what's going on in Bouvet. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take a look. Let's do a search here for our favorite station, and also let's share that with you as well, so you can see the desktop too. Okay. Let us see what the latest information is on our latest DX venture. Okay, Bouvet. Yes. Okay, so the boat has moved back to position outside of Cape Fee for the incoming storm, and you can see here, and I think you can hear. The wind is whipping up. Yeah, that's getting pretty serious. It sure is, really. That's for sure. So they moved away just to be in a better, safe anchorage. Sure. Some more pictures of the crew from the boat. They're on the sailboat right now. I think getting ready to get onto the Nautilus. And this is one of the team members, and they look pretty relaxed. He looks pretty crazy. And there's Nina. She is the official cook for the Marama. Hope I got that right. Probably not. It looks like delicious pizza that she's cooking. Good for her. Good for her. Really. Okay, so a little background, and that is a big, beautiful sailboat, 102-foot sailboat. And there you go. Don't get seasick looking at that. All right, so let's see what we might have to say. Get an update over here. We'll quiet that down. Okay, so let's see if we have some updates for each other. Yeah, they moved back to position. The team is in good spirits despite the difficult conditions. They get 2 warm meals a day plus snacks, and they're working very hard. Today they started operating FT8, Fox and Hound, on 21.025, 15 meters. The team has made almost 5,000 QSOs in less than 48 hours of operation. Weather forecast says there will be high winds in the next 24 hours. We will need to secure the antennas, and this may impact operations. The operation will remain on the air as long as possible, weather permitting. So that's a little update from Steve N2AJ, the media officer and North American East Coast pilot. So that's the latest on what's going on in Bouvet. There you go. Okay, so let's get back to our flex, and let's see what may be going on 20 meters right now. Let's just get that audio going and see what's happening on rather 28.456. Maybe some contest going on. Let's see.
Good anyhow, Carl. I'm gonna have to go take a nature call.
All right, we don't have to go into that. All righty. Again, with a technician license.
Better days are coming, so hang in there. I wish you 7-3 and all the best. Kilo 6 Kilo Whiskey India. Whiskey 5, Bravo Charlie Alpha. Whiskey 5, Bravo Charlie Alpha. Roger, Roger? Roger, you're 5-7 Tango X-Ray. Thanks a lot, 5-7 into Texas. Bruce, I do appreciate that. And I'm going to give you 5 and 9 here. You sound really good. No matter what the meters, you sound great. Well, thank you for that, and thank you for activating today. You're welcome. By the way, your contact number 60, and you know what? I might hang it up at this point. That's way more than I expected.
Nice,
to get
number
today.
6. That's Parks on the Air.
Phenomenal day. My map shows I've talked to just about every part of the country except the Dakotas, Montana. Everything else has been, it's just been great. Was that all on 10 meters? No, I started out on 20. That was phenomenal. And then I came...
We're just tuning up a little bit here.
I'm at about 30 on 10. Well, that's great. Great day, and congratulations. Thanks, I appreciate that. It's always a lot of fun. Hey, take it easy. Have a great rest of the week, and thanks for the contact. We'll catch you later on. K6 KWI.
We have about 100 watts.
Tango X-Ray Charlie.
Whiskey 5 Tango.
Oh, that's a pretty picture.
X-Ray Charlie, is that right?
Yes, sir. And my name's Charles, and I'm in Galveston Island, Texas.
I'll share that with you.
Charles, I know where that is, and man, you're slamming it here. You're about 5 and 7, 5 and 7.
Let's see. I don't know where my antenna's pointed right now.
Well, you're 5 and 9.
I think it's close.
I'm only doing about 50 watts.
There you go.
I appreciate that report, sir. I really do. You're sounding good here in Texas.
Well, Charles, which wins? Because I'm doing 50 watts as well. I'm sitting here at a park bench
There you go.
in a state park. The radio is an FT891, and the antenna is a vertical, one of those MFJ 1979.
There you
I've
go.
got a hole down to about 8 foot in height, and that's the setup on this end.
Working good, working good. I've got one of those Amazon 99s stuck up here on my house. I'm on a sandbar. I got a ground wire run down to an anchor in the water under my house, Roger.
How about that setup?
Well, you're practically on the... I mean, you are. You're right on the coast. All that lovely salt water, and there's nowhere you couldn't talk to.
I know it, man.
Yeah, how do you like that enthusiasm?
Hey,
That nice?
check it out on QRZ, and I got a picture of our island there.
I'm going to see where my antenna is.
Here in my pad, W5 TXC asterisk.
See? Nice and relaxed.
I will have a look on QRZ, and then I'm going to send you a photo of my setup the other day. How's that sound?
You're going to what?
I will send you a picture of my setup later on in the day after your QRZ website.
Roger, Roger. Hey, appreciate that. Come back one time with that call again.
It's easy, Charles. It's K6 KWI. K6 Kiwi. K6 KWI.
Yes, sir.
Kilo 6 Kilo Whiskey India.
All right,
And
Kilo
he's in
6
California,
Kilo Whiskey India.
Santa Ana, I believe.
Thank you for taking time to speak with us today. And this is Whiskey 5 Tango X-Ray Charlie, and it's Charles down here on the island. Appreciate it.
Good on you, Charles. I appreciate the time, too, and I appreciate the time you spent waiting for me to get to you, because it's been a bit of a pile-up.
There's always a pile-up on
Thanks a lot.
Parks on the Air.
Have a great rest of the day and a fabulous weekend when we get to it. And I wish you all the best from Southern California. And there we are. Kilo 6 Kilo Whiskey India calling CQ for Parks on the Air.
Alpha Echo. Hotel.
There was one ending in hotel. You kind of got covered up there in the
Yep,
pile-up.
he's got a
Can you
good,
come back?
always pile-up
Yes,
on
sir.
Parks on
Alpha
the Air.
Echo 0 Sierra Hotel.
Alpha Echo, I think it was 0 Sierra Hotel, is that right?
That is correct. QSL.
You're in Kansas.
Yes, sir, I am. You're coming in 5-7 way out here in the middle of the wheat field. Over.
And I'm in Park Kilo 1139. And you're slamming in here. You're doing a great signal. Instead of 5 and 7.
That nice?
All right, I'll take that. Thank you. 5-7 confirmed.
Thank you very much. How does my signal on your end sound?
Sounds really good to me. 5-7. Thank you for activating.
You're welcome. Again, it's Park Kilo 1139, Chino Hills State Park in Southern California. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and we'll catch you later on. 7-3.
7-3.
KWI calling CQ for POTA.
Kilo 6, Romeo Charlie Whiskey.
Somebody ending in Echo. Can you
A
go
lot of
again,
stations. And this is, okay, so this is a band that you can operate on.
Echo. Can you go again, please?
This is a band you can operate on, and you know what the privileges are in this band, really. So that's nice.
Roger. Kilo Echo 0, India, Zulu. I think it's Benjamin, and I think you're in Iowa. How about that? Roger. 556, I'll take that. You're 5 and 3 here, 5 and 3, but you're the guy doing all the work, because you got the nice and here I'm using the vertical and putting out 50 watts.
He's
But you
doing
know
a
what?
good job.
Regardless, you sound great.
So the 10-meter
thank you
band
for the
is
contact.
sounding
You're in
pretty
the
good
log.
today.
You're with, number 63.
All right, I think we've had a nice little time today. Hopefully, we've given you a little idea that 10 meters can be a great band if you'd like to work on phone.
And I think my wife's expecting
Best